thank you. All right, so you're going to fold your foldable not all the way, but just like this, okay? So you can still see most of the graph. You can still see the table. And these are the 4 new vocabulary words that we talked about yesterday, and then the range we haven't talked about in a long time, but we're going to talk about today, okay?
All right.
Vertex. Remember, and let's go. We're not going to cut it today, but if we have time, we'll cut it another day. Vertex is the highest or lowest. I'll make that bigger. Remember, your vertex is the highest or lowest point. And it must be a x, comma, y. The vertex is the highest or lowest point. And then if you can see where those dots are, just draw your line or dots like that so we can know where the next one starts. So the vertex is the highest or lowest point. The axis of symmetry has to be an x equals something equation, and it cuts the parabola in half, exactly in half, into 2 equal parts, okay? The axis, this is the axis of symmetry. I wrote it here because the next one is, it's kind of like a flashcard. What is the x? Oh, that's a axis of symmetry. Got that? All right. So what's the next vocabulary word? Zeros. We talked about those yesterday and the day before. Zeros. Where the graph, now it could be a line, it could be a parabola, a circle, a square, but it's where that graph crosses what? Crosses the
X-axis.
X-axis. Thank you. And remember, a 0 is talking about an x-intercept. So that means that y value, that's where you put the 0. It cannot be a 0 in the front if it's a x-intercept. The 0 has to go back there. So that's your definition for zeros, is where the graph crosses the x-axis. Bless you. And symmetric pairs. Does anybody remember about symmetric pairs? Or symmetric points?
It's where the rainbow.
Yes. Oh, maybe we should write that. Rainbow, when we make our sideways rainbows, points that have the same what? Ah, nice. The same y value. And that's where we make our rainbows. That's how we find symmetric points. And I think we're going to do that. So if you're already done writing, go ahead and start connecting your rainbows. Shh. Sound like we ain't whistling for nobody's dog here. Exactly. So let's go ahead and do that one first. Let's start making some rainbows, meaning we're finding the matching. Look, does 5 match with 0?
No.
So please, some people will do that. I'm like, hello, that don't match. 0 matches with 0. -3 matches with -3. That means the 5 should have another one down here, which is a what? A 5. And if you're looking at this table, you really have to count it to see what will come next. It's increasing by the same thing each time? That should be a what? A 2. So give me, let's list symmetric points. Blank and blank will be symmetrical points. Let's just do this one. -4, 5 is symmetrical with which one? 2, 5. Perfect. There could be another one. You could have used -2, -3 is symmetrical with, 0, -3. Okay. Now, where the graph crosses the x-axis, can you really tell from the table? Yes, you should be able to. Remember, this right here is what you're looking for in the table. Where do you see a y value of 0? That's going to be an x-intercept. Zeros or x-intercept, same thing. How many? Oh, look, there's 2 zeros in this table. There's only where the y value equals 0. There's an x-intercept, and there's another x-intercept. Sometimes there's 2. Sometimes there's only one. Sometimes there's none. Oops, sorry. Remember, specifically about x-intercepts is the 0 has to go in the back of the parentheses. And yes, you could find that in a table if you look for where the y equals 0. Got it? I'll give you about 5 seconds before I move up to the next two. If you're done, please go ahead and find that vertex. How would you find the vertex from the table? In the middle of the crossfire, or in the middle of the symmetrical pairs. There's one that doesn't have a part. Look, there's one that -4 doesn't have any -4 matches. That's the vertex. So the vertex is -1, -4. Stop talking to him because he wasn't here yesterday. He needs to pay attention.
You're talking to me.
Shh. The vertex is -1, -4. The vertex, is it a minimum or a maximum? Remember, look here. Is that the biggest number? No, it's the smallest. So this is definitely a minimum because that's the smallest one out of the y values. And now you should know what the axis of symmetry is. What is it?
-1.
Yes. What about -1? You better put, it has to be a what? What is the equation?
X equals.
Right here. Thank you. X equals -1. Now we're going to plot the points and label everything on the graph. Finally. So first point to plot is what? -4, 5. Thank you. So -4 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my first point. The next one is -3. 0 don't mean that. 0 means don't go nowhere. So -3 on the x. Don't go nowhere. 0 means don't go up or down. Next one is, I'm looking at this table right here. -2 and -3. There's my next point. Next point, bless you. -1, then -4. Good. Oh, yeah, somebody said it. Just write it. Vertex, right here. That's the vertex. And then 0 for the x means don't go anywhere. 0 but go down 3. Right there. Now it's going to start curve. First it was decreasing. From here, now it's going to start increasing. There's my next one, 1, 0, then 2, 5. There's my nice parabola. First it decreases, then it increases.
And there's that nice curve.
Nice curve. Get it as nice as you can. Please do not draw a V. It may look like it, but it's not a V. That is a different function. One other thing I want to note, this right here, that's a y-intercept. And last box, range. The range is talking about what? X's or Y's? Okay, good. The range is asking about the Y's. Your Y's don't go lower than what? What is the lowest Y value? Look at the Y-axis. It doesn't go lower than the vertex. So -4, that means the graph is everything that's what? Would it be less than 4 or greater than -4? Y is everything that's greater than or equal to -4. Because that graph is everything that's greater than or exactly equal to the -4. And then we need to move on. So you got about 15 seconds. I'm going to pass out this worksheet here. We're going to be doing this together.
No.